If you're anything like me, snacks aren't just an occasional thing. They're really woven into daily life, aren't they? That quick bite on the go, maybe an afternoon pick-me-up or, grabbing a healthier option. It seems simple, but it's actually this absolutely massive, dynamic industry. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging right into the fascinating world of the global snack product market. Our insights are drawn from a really comprehensive analysis by Cognitive Market Research. It's titled Global Snack Product Market Insights and Forecasts. And our mission, well, it's to unpack the surprising scale, the rapid growth, understand the forces driving it all, and maybe get a glimpse of where snacking is headed next. And when I say massive, I really mean staggering. Think about this. Just back in 2021, this market was valued at what? $555.16 billion? Astonishing. Then it surged past $682 billion by 2025. And get this, it's projected to cross the trillion-dollar mark by 2033. We're talking a compound annual growth rate, a CAGR of 5.3% globally. Well, it's not just growth. It feels more like a profound shift in how we eat.
It really is. And what's foundational to this huge growth, this substantial expansion, isn't just like organic increase. The report clearly points to three core forces that are fundamentally reshaping what we grab off the shelves. First, you've got changing consumer habits. People are shifting towards more frequent, smaller meals, right? Snacking more. Second, there's this undeniable surge in demand for convenience, ready-to-eat foods that just fit into our busy lives. And third, a really significant, almost revolutionary demand for healthier, functional snacks. Think protein bars, veggie chips, probiotic bites, stuff like that. These aren't niche anymore. They're global movements driving the whole market.
Okay, right. So let's unpack this region by region, because the story definitely looks different depending on where you are. And when it comes to snacks, North America. Well, it truly leads the pack. This region is already huge, but it's set to nearly double in value by 2033. Growing at a steady 5% annually. We're talking a jump from roughly $176 billion back in 2021 to over $315 billion. That's enormous. And within North America, the U.S. is still the powerhouse, projected over $235 billion by 2033. But here's something interesting. Canada is actually showing stronger momentum, growing from about $27 billion to nearly $54 billion by 2033. That's the strongest North American CAGR, 5.6%.
Right.
And Mexico's a big player too, set to reach over $25 billion.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is why North America keeps that dominant lead, even though it's a pretty mature market. I think it speaks to a really deeply ingrained snacking culture,
Yeah.
Plus, consumers are highly adaptable, and the industry is constantly innovating, especially in those convenience and health categories we just talked about. The whole infrastructure, product development, marketing, distribution, it's just incredibly robust. It lets them scale up new trends really fast.
That makes a lot of sense. So it's not just buying power, it's a super responsive market. Okay, let's shift focus. Let's cross the Atlantic to Europe. This is where things get really interesting. The European snack market, worth nearly $160 billion in 2021, it's expected to grow impressively, almost hitting $290 billion by 2033. It's a solid 5.1% CAGR. But digging into the details, what stands out in Europe isn't just growth, it's uneven growth. Look at the UK's strongest European CAGR, 6.2%. It's poised to more than double its market, from about $22 billion to over $46 billion. Germany also expands significantly, $35 billion to over $67 billion. France sees solid growth too. But here's a real surprise, like you said, about adaptability. Luxembourg, tiny nation, right? But it's noted for high momentum, a remarkable 6.1% CAGR, reaching over $12 billion by 2033.
That is a fantastic observation about Luxembourg. It really highlights how smaller economies can sometimes just outpace the bigger ones in specific segments, maybe unique factors, specific consumer demand, perhaps a really agile distribution network. And if we connect this to the bigger picture in Europe, well, this diversity in groceries just underscores it, doesn't it? There's this overarching trend towards more snacking, yes, but the specific cultural approaches, diets, even regulations vary so much. It leads to really different paces of market evolution across the continent, lots of different opportunities for snack brands.
Right, so it's not always the biggest players making the biggest percentage moves. It's about agility, tapping into specific demands. Okay, now let's talk about the fastest rising star, Asia Pacific. This region's market value was already over $119 billion in 2021. It's forecast to nearly double again, hitting over $237 billion by 2033. And it's got the highest regional CAGR, 5.8%. China, as you'd probably expect, is the largest contributor in APAC. Their market's set to reach over $85 billion by 2033. But the real standout here, the fastest growing market globally, is India.
Incredible.
Their snack market is on track to nearly triple in just over a decade, soaring from $7.45 billion to an impressive $16.37 billion by 2033. That's a staggering 6.7% CAGR.
Wow.
And you've also got strong growth in Japan, South Korea, Australia, plus impressive collective growth from Southeast Asia.
Yeah, this really raises an important question. What exactly is fueling that kind of accelerated growth in Asia Pacific? Especially India. I mean, the population size is obviously immense, but it's also about rising disposable incomes, right? Rapid urbanization, and just a changing dietary landscape, heavily influenced by global trends, too.
Mm.
As more people join the middle class, adopt busier, more urban lifestyles, well, the demand for convenient, appealing snacks just explodes. This region is just an enormous, rapidly expanding frontier for the snack industry. It signals a huge shift in global consumption.
It's really incredible to witness that scale of change in eating habits. Okay, let's shift our focus again, this time to what are often called emerging markets, but they show significant potential. South America, the Middle East, and Africa. Starting with South America, the market there is set to grow from $37 billion in 2021 to over $64 billion by 2033. That's expanding at a strong 4.9% CAGR. Brazil is the dominant player, no surprise there, projected over $33 billion by 2033. But we're also seeing solid growth across the continent. Argentina, Colombia, Peru, Chile, all showing consistent expansion.
It seems like that shift towards convenience is really taking hold there, too.
Exactly. Then the Middle East snack market. This is a real high flyer. Rapid expansion expected from $32 billion in 2021 to about $64 billion by 2033, basically doubling.
Doubling, yeah.
With a really robust 6% CAGR. Saudi Arabia leads, but the UAE actually shows the strongest CAGR in the Middle East, 6.7%, poised to reach nearly $13 billion. And finally, Africa. The market was nearly $30 billion in 2021. It's expected to more than double as well, hitting over $61 billion by 2033. That's growing at a very healthy 5.6% CAGR. Nigeria leads the region, impressive projected growth to over $29 billion by 2033, with South Africa also significant.
What's truly fascinating here, I think, is that consistent high growth across all these emerging markets. It just underscores that this global shift towards convenience, this increasing demand for diverse snacks, it isn't just confined to the established economies. Not at all. These regions are seeing rapid urbanization, rising incomes, and a cultural adoption of more on-the-go eating. It's creating genuinely worldwide opportunities for snack companies. And it really highlights these broader global shifts in spending and lifestyle that are shaping our whole food system.
So, okay, bringing it all together, what does this actually mean for you, the listener, as a consumer, for the choices you make every day?
Well, it means those themes we talked about earlier: health consciousness, the shift to convenience, the constant innovation in ingredients, packaging. They aren't just abstract market forces, right? They directly influence what you see on the shelves. The nutritional info, the pricing, the marketing, it's all connected. You're seeing more plant-based options, more single-serve packs for busy schedules, more products boasting, specific functional benefits. Because the market is actively responding to these global demands, your choices are quite literally shaping the future of snacks.
Exactly. And this deep dive, it's not just about the huge numbers, although they are impressive. It helps you not just consume, but maybe understand the world of snacking around you a bit better. Get a clearer picture of global consumption patterns, the amazing innovation in food science, even the bigger economic trends. It's about seeing that bigger picture behind, that bag of chicks or that protein bar, making you a more informed part of this massive global story.
Right. So to sum it up, the global snack market is clearly on this vibrant, diverse, and highly profitable path, driven by these powerful global trends and significant contributions from pretty much every corner of the world. Which leads to a final thought. Given this relentless focus on health, convenience, and innovation, what completely new forms of snack might even emerge in the next decade? Things that challenge our current definition of what a snack even is. Could we see, personalized AI-generated nutrient bites? Or maybe edible packaging that just becomes part of the snack itself? How might these kinds of innovations totally change our eating habits all over again? Something to think about.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into a market that, well, honestly, it's kind of reshaped how I even think about food. The global snack products market.
Oh, yeah.
It's being pulled in so many fascinating directions. You've got the boom in digital retail, our lives getting faster, wanting more convenience, and then these like really fundamental shifts in what we actually want in our food,
Yeah,
especially dietary habits.
definitely.
So for this deep dive, we're using Cognitive Market Research's Global Snack Market Pulse as our guide. It's packed with insights. Our mission, really pull out the key stuff, what's driving this market, the challenges, and importantly, where innovation's taking it.
And it's a great source, really comprehensive, which you absolutely need for a market this, well, dynamic. What's really useful is how it helps connect things that might seem separate, like how you shop versus your health goals, but they all feed into what ends up, in your snack cupboard. It gives you the full picture.
Okay, yeah, let's start with that digital snack revolution because that's clearly a massive growth driver. It's more than just convenience, right? What feels really different is how e-commerce has just like flipped the script on how brands even reach us.
Absolutely.
You're going online for snacks for the obvious reasons. Huge variety. Can't beat home delivery for convenience, maybe personalized stuff, exclusive online deals.
Right.
But what really jumped out at me and where the data is powerful is just the scale of this in Europe. The European Commission said, get this, as of April 2024, 92% of people aged 16-74 in the EU were using the internet. Okay, maybe not that surprising. But 70% of them bought goods or services online. That's up 2% from 2022.
Wow.
And another data point, 75% of EU internet users bought goods online in 2023. I mean, it's not just a trend anymore. This is how it is now.
It really is. Spot on.
Yeah.
And what's kind of amazing is the speed, right? How quickly we've all just adapted and adopted online buying.
Yeah.
For snack companies, this changes everything. It means they can reach you directly, which is massive. It fuels growth everywhere, cities, rural areas.
Yeah.
It's about scaling globally, seamless access. So having a digital presence, it's completely non-negotiable if you want to compete today.
So true. Get online or get left behind, basically.
Pretty much.
But what about those, the smaller local snack makers? Do they get squeezed out by this, or are there ways for them too?
That's a really good question. I think while the big guys leverage that global scale,
Yeah.
you are seeing these smaller platforms, maybe local delivery apps popping up. They let the little guys, the artisan brands, tap into that convenience demand too, just, on their scale.
Ah, interesting. So it can level the playing field a bit sometime?
In some ways, yeah.
Okay, so that connects nicely to the second big driver, this huge demand for convenience food. We're all so time-pressed, right? So you're looking for ready-to-eat stuff, quick fixes, anything that saves cooking, time, and effort. It's everywhere. Like, there was a report in the Hindu Business Line, July 2022, saying 79%, almost 80% of Indian households prefer instant food now because of time pressure.
Wow, 79%. That's huge.
Yeah, and that feeds directly into why packaged savory snacks are so popular. They're designed for grabbing on the go or, minimal fuss.
And if you zoom out, look at the bigger picture. It's clear these busy lifestyles aren't just, like, helping the snack market.
Yeah.
They're actually changing what food consumption even means.
So.
Well, people are choosing shelf-stable, grab-and-go options because they fit. They fit into these packed schedules. So it's not just about speed, you see. It's snacks moving from being just a treat, an impulse buy,
Right.
to becoming functional, almost like essential parts of how we get energy through the day. Mini meals, really, built for efficiency.
Huh. It does make you wonder if our snack drawers are becoming the new meal prep zone.
Huh. Maybe secretly, yeah.
But, okay, it's not all just growth and convenience. There's a big challenge here, too, isn't there? This whole balancing act between health and, well, taste, indulgence.
Oh, absolutely. It's a major hurdle.
Manufacturers are walking this tightrope. You, the consumer, want healthier things, less fat, less salt, less sugar.
Yep.
But you still expect it to taste amazing, right? That same satisfaction. It's a real dilemma for these brands.
It is, and it makes things incredibly complex for the manufacturers. They're constantly having to look for new ingredients, try out different food processing tech, all just to keep that taste and texture people expect, while somehow making it healthier. Which brings up that key question. How do you actually appeal to the health conscious without losing your traditional snack fans, the ones who are really just there for the flavor, the comfort food aspect?
Yeah. Are any brands actually nailing that balance, or is it always a trade-off?
That is the million-dollar question. It feels like this constant race to innovate, frankly.
Okay, well, speaking of innovation, let's talk about some of the cool trends that are reshaping things. First up, this big rise in gluten-free savory snacks,
Hmm.
driven by, more awareness about celiac disease, gluten intolerance, sure, but also just people generally choosing it for health reasons.
Right, a broader trend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And look at Rivals, for example, U.S. company. Back in August 2023, they launched these snacks, gluten-free, vegan, non-GMO, kosher, hitting all the marks.
Okay.
And the flavors sound fun, like late-night pizza and spicy street taco.
Ah, intriguing.
Yeah, and they're not just empty calories. Each little 1-ounce pack has 8 grams of protein, 4 grams of fiber, plus vitamins and minerals.
Hmm.
Pretty impressive nutrition for a snack.
That is impressive.
But does packing all that and risk-making snacks feel less fun? Maybe more like homework?
That's always the risk, isn't it? But what Rivalize points to, I think, is this bigger trend of inclusive products, trying to meet a way broader range of needs and wants.
Inclusive, how so?
Well, that same launch, August 2023, they also brought out these vegan stuffed snacks. Really interesting textures. Crunchy outside, soft inside, all plant-based.
Oh, interesting. Dual texture.
Exactly. And importantly, they're clean label. So no artificial stuff, recognizable ingredients, trying to keep it feeling, well, real.
Okay.
They're online now, Amazon, their site, and planning to go into specialty stores. So this whole move towards ethical, plant-based, allergen-aware snacking, it's really changing how companies even think about developing new products. It's about making health and ethics mainstream, but crucially, without killing the enjoyment.
Right, keeping the fun factor.
Exactly.
So wrapping this up then, what does this all mean for you listening? Well, clearly the global snack market is growing fast. Key drivers, digital shopping taking over, and our need for quick, convenient food. But at the same time, big shifts happening towards healthier, more ethical options. And yeah, manufacturers definitely face that challenge, balancing health and taste. But the innovation is strong. It seems like they're constantly pushing what a snack can even be.
Absolutely. And that innovation, that balance, is really what will define the future here. Success is going to come down to the brands that can really nail that mix. Flavor, nutrition, and accessibility, especially in places that are really digitally connected and health aware. And here's something to chew on. As snacks get more personalized, more available everywhere all the time, how might our whole relationship with food change? Beyond just convenience. Could that snack category eventually just merge entirely with meal replacements as health and indulgence keep getting closer and closer? Something to think about.